Do you know what today is?
I think so. I should know.
You Mr. World Traveler over here. It is National Shop for Travel Day, a day to start thinking about planning your next vacation, which this one does.
Well,
Every fourth hour of the,
I haven't
of the
yet.
day.
I've been a little preoccupied with some other
That's
things in
true,
life.
that's
But our
true,
next guest is sharing travel trends and strategies for booking. Joining us once again is Gabe Sagli, senior editor for Travel Zoo. Gabe, good
Hola.
morning. Welcome back. Happy New Year. All that
Happy
good stuff.
2023, guys.
Yeah.
Good to see you guys.
Same here.
We are our next destination is always, you know, a click away. We want to know, however,
Indeed.
inflation. Everyone's thinking about, you know, eggs are suddenly super expensive. Everything is expensive.
How am I going to travel?
Did you notice that?
It's
I noticed that with
ridiculous.
3 kids, eggs are a commodity now. But,
I know.
But you're totally right. Yeah, listen, prices are up, and I think the inflation factor is something we've got to keep in mind as we head toward our travel plans for 2023. But it'll affect both sides of the equation. I think we will still travel. 78% of folks we surveyed just a couple of months ago said that for 2023, travel will become a budget priority, even if the money we have to spend is less. Now, we may have to get creative. We may have to postpone some trips. We may have to travel for shorter periods of time. Maybe the way we get there is a little bit different, but we will prioritize leisure travel. On the flip side, inflation will also inspire the travel industry to pump out some deals out there. So be on the lookout for 2023 to potentially become a banner year for a lot of travel values out there, depending on how much money and how much time we have to get out there and take advantage of them.
Yeah, that would be refreshing. That's
Could
for
you
sure.
imagine that?
Right.
That they give us deals, the airlines?
So as we head into the year, what type of destination should people really be booking sooner rather than later? Because that's always an issue too, timing.
So, yeah, listen, 2023 will be big for beach vacations, as you can imagine. 57% of folks telling us that that's their number one sort of preferred vacation type this year. Florida, California, Hawaii, the top 3 domestic destinations for 2023. So, if you've got a spring break trip planned for, say, Florida, now would be the time to start scoping that out. If you've got a very specific resorts, very specific, say, islands that you want to visit this year, the sooner you get yourself locked into these reservations, the better it is, because demand competition will simply, especially for these beach destinations, continue to swell as we roll through 2023. And number 2, Europe. We saw a banner year for Europe last year, as we know, especially in those peak summer months. We will see a repeat of that this year. If you want to go to Europe and save some money, seasonality will become your big friend. In other words, avoid those peak summer months. Go in the spring, go in the fall or winter season. Those shoulder seasons, there's a sustainability story there as well. You start to hear a lot of these destinations saying, hey, it's sustainably smarter if you travel when the crowds are thinner. So that's going to be a message point. But yeah, if you want to do Europe this year, which I think even for my family that's on the agenda, you want to start locking those vacations down sooner rather than later.
I've got to go.
Wow.
I got things to do.
What about cruises? How in demand are they right now?
Well, yeah. Well, a year ago, about 19 to 20% of Americans told us they were really seriously considering a cruise. For 2023, that number jumps to 40%. So I think 2 main factors. As we ease away from COVID, our comfort level around being on a cruise ship simply increases, and that makes people, even the new to cruise individual, consider cruises more seriously. But also that inclusive factor of cruises, where your meals, your entertainment, your stops in multiple, perhaps exotic destinations are included in your cruise price. Again, will make cruises very appealing this year. We are in the midst of, in fact, we've just launched what is known as wave season. That's January through March every year, when you will start to see in your inbox now, or you'll start to see more and more commercials for cruise lines, pumping out deals, pumping out incentives. And if you're have been on that fence, and maybe 2023 is your year to, in fact, set on a cruise, you'll see some pretty good bargain opportunity, I think, over the next couple of months.
You know, I'm not a cruise guy. I've never actually done it, but I do see some of these river cruises that are done that I feel like that's a good way for
Like
me
down
to
the
sort of
Danube
dip
or
my
something?
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, some of those. Do they fall into the same category, or do they get sort of priced
Totally.
differently? Same thing. Oh.
Yeah, listen, the cruise, the river cruise vessels, the number of ships that are new and being put out there, especially in Europe, but even here in the U.S., with a lot of taking advantage of a lot of our rivers, whether it's the Ohio Valley, whether it's the Columbia River, the number of those ships has simply increased considerably over the last couple of years. So there's going to be an incentive from the river cruise industry to get people on these new ships. But you're right, Chris. I mean, these are more curated, more sort of boutique cruises. There's a much smaller number of individuals on board, 100, 150. The meals tend to be quite good, and you're hitting ports of call that the big ships can't get to. So it tends to be a more more historic, more sort of culinary, more experientially driven experience this. So river cruises could be your stepping stone, Chris, here before you get to the bigger.
You know what,
He's
Gabe?
he's
I'm going to
convinced me.
recommend to Chris.
Yes.
Start your
Yeah.
first river cruise
Hudson?
on the Hudson. Take the Staten Island
There
ferry.
you go.
Take
That
the
I've
Staten
done,
Island
but
ferry.
I can't get started again. Get some momentum going.
Baby steps.
Right.
Baby
That's a
steps.
real baby step.
I already started talking with my sister about
this.
Christmas. Is it too early to start thinking about travel during the holidays?
Listen, as we just saw a couple of weeks ago, the holidays were in demand. They will be in demand again this year. I wouldn't necessarily start booking your Thanksgiving, Christmas week travel right now. However, I would start looking at places we want to be, and maybe, as we know now, having a plan B on how we're going to get there. Now, if you're looking for a spring break getaway, yeah, this is the time when you want to start booking those. If you're heading away in early summer, like the day after your kids take it out of school and you want to take advantage of that early summer period, now would be the time to do that. If you're looking to get away on a ski vacation, we're going to see that season peak now over the next couple of weeks. You want to bargain, wait till March, early April. The last 3 weeks of any ski season will often offer the best value out there. So, but yeah, as far as the holidays are concerned, start looking at them now. Where are we going to go? Are we going to go home for the holidays, or are we going to travel? And start putting some of the pieces into that puzzle now, and then start, I'd say, about 2, 3, 4 months out, locking in, especially our flights.
All right.
Great information. I've got a plan. I've got a couple
I
of
know,
plans
me
now
too.
coming out of this. Thanks so
Sheesh.
much, Gabe. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Gabe.
All right,
As
guys, good to
always.
see you.
Good to see
All
you
right.
too.
See you soon.
Travel well.